Everybody, this is Vanguard Global LLC, your one-stop shop for business coaching and all things business. So today we're going to talk about tax lien sales, and we're going to give you some examples of people that have done quite well with tax lien sales. So I have a new client, a new coaching client, a new business coaching client, and let's say she bought 24 lots in South Carolina for $9,000. So that $9,000 investment has reaped her the rewards of $240,000. So she bought 24 lots, $9,000. The lots are on average $10,000 a piece. So we're going to use the lower end, which is the $10,000 a piece. That $10,000 times the 24 lots gives her $240,000 in return on her $9,000 investment. In my world, that is ridiculously good. So I wanted to let you guys know that not just with her, but I have relatives and friends that have bought tax lien sales and deeds and have done quite well. So for instance, in my family, I have some cousins that are in South Carolina, and they also they bought a strip of land for $150, and they were able to claim that land a year later. And for that $150, they sold it to the people adjacent to that land for $1,500. So $150 spent, $1,500 made, plus they bought another property, and with that other property, they were able to, I forgot what the purchase amount was. It was somewhere in the several $1,000s, so $3,000–4,000, and they've owned that property consistently until today, until this day. So on that property, they had initially two homes. One was a little house and the other one was a trailer. Initially, they were renting out both of those, and then when the trailer became basically inhabitable from the last tenants that were in there some years ago, they just tore it down because it just wasn't worth rehabbing the trailer, but they're still getting rent off of the house that was on the property. So that's just two examples. And then plus the initial person that prompted me to make this video for you guys, where she was able to get or have $240,000 in value from a $9,000 investment. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on here really quick. So this here is for where? This is for Maricopa County in Arizona. Now, Maricopa County, Arizona pays a really good amount for tax liens. So let me break down really quick what the difference is. With tax liens give the person redemption time. So with a tax lien, the person is able to redeem their property over either a 6-month, 12-month, 18 or 24-month, depending on the state, right? So for instance, South Carolina, where we were talking about earlier, it's 365 days. So if I remember correctly, their auctions are held in December. So the person that owned the property or owns the property, if they're delinquent on their taxes, they get from December to December to pay you back your money for paying their taxes for them, plus adding interest to it, which I believe is still 3% in South Carolina. Now, that's South Carolina. I want to run through this video really quick so you get an idea of what's what. Hopefully it plays well for you.
601, 701, nope, nobody's been yet, you. 701, what?
Okay, so the tax sale, the properties that are going to tax sale now are properties that have not paid taxes since last November when the bills went out. We've given them a series of notifications, and if they still haven't paid, they go to tax sale starting today. So we start with about 180,000 properties, and we have probably around 1,700 or 1,800 that are going to tax sale now.
It is number 60. County's bid 4,200. 43. 5.
The taxes that are due now are what the opening bid are for the property. The taxpayer that's defaulting still has 365 days to be able to pay. What the tax sale does is it covers the taxes that are outstanding. So Richland County's kind of made whole on the taxes that are due. And then the person still has 365 days to pay the taxes plus the additional costs of the tax sale. If that doesn't happen in 365 days, then the person who bids on it at the tax sale here now would get the tax deed to the property. That happens at about the 1,800 properties, 1,800 properties going to tax sale now. There'll probably be about 150 of those that actually change hands. So we start with 180,000 properties getting billed. We sell about, we have the auction for about 1,800 of those, and then maybe about 150 will actually change hands. Okay, so if you haven't paid your bill in April, we send out notices that are called execution notices to the folks who remain. And there's probably about 28,000 of those. If those folks still haven't paid a month later, they'll get a piece of certified mail. If they do not answer the certified mail, they get big, ugly orange signs that say tax sale, and they're stuck on their property, okay? If they still don't pay, after the big, ugly signs, then there are 3 different notifications in the newspaper with their name and property information, what they still owe, and then we have the tax sale. Then there are 4 different notices that go on after the tax sale that still give them a chance to try to pay their taxes. By the time of the tax sale, we have gone through so many notifications just to try to let folks know, you know, you still need to get in here and pay so that they don't get to this point. And then we do so much work after the tax sale to let folks know you haven't lost your property, you still have a chance to pay. This is a chance for us to make the county's budget whole, but we're not done trying to work with taxpayers to keep their property. The folks who are in here bidding now are helping us make sure that the taxes on the property are paid, and they'll probably get some interest out of it, but we're going to work really hard to make sure that the folks who are out there still pay their taxes, still keep their property, and still, you know, are able to be owners in Richland County.
35. 35 once, twice, sold, 3,500. Item number 7, county's bid,
Okay,
$600.
so that's it for that video.
601.
What we're going to do is, hold on one second, let me pause that. So now we're going to move on to talking about other places. So here I wanted to tell you how much money you can make on some of these tax liens. So remember, the difference between a tax lien and a tax deed is that with the tax deed, when the gavel goes down, you actually take possession of the property. So I think it's around 30 states that are tax lien, and then the other 20 are tax deed, and some of them, like Texas, are somewhat of a mixture between the two, tax lien and tax deed. Texas is a bit different than most places. You know, probably for the better. In Texas, I think, is the highest payer as well. So with Texas, as you can see clearly here, where it states that in Texas, they will pay you 25% on your money per year. And then if it goes into a second year, you will make 50% on your money. So, I mean, that is the craziest money you'll ever get. So just think about it in these terms. For every $1,000 you put up, you're going to get a $250 return if the people don't pay you, right? I'm sorry, if the people don't claim their property back. And obviously there's a great percentage of people that don't claim their property back. That's why this is such a good business. But even if they do claim their property back, where are you going to get 25% interest rates and 50% interest rates? And not only are you able to get this, but you're able to get it backed by the local government and backed by the state government as well. So you can get a piece of property in your hand. So let's just say that you spend, if you have the money and you go to Texas and you spend, I don't know, $10,000, you're going to get a $2,500 return if the people are able to pay you. And that the deal is, it doesn't matter, if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't matter when they pay you. Once you've bought the property, you're entitled to your 25%. So if they pay you 6 months in, I think, check with the local county, but I think you get your 25% regardless. But the magic is if they don't pay you, you end up getting a piece of property for a fraction of the actual value of that property. And as we know, unfortunately, a lot of people are having hard times right now. So the opportunities are great in tax lien sales right now. And it's something that I think even if you just have $1,000 to your name, you might want to check in your local state and just see what the percentages are that you can make on your money, if it's a tax lien sale, and also, you know, what the likelihood is of the people actually paying you off. So either way, you're going to win. It's one of the best investments that I've ever come across. And I've spent lots of money on courses, probably a couple of $1,000 on buying courses on tax lien sales. So I would have the best information possible to be able to help out my clients. And plus, you know, for our own benefit as well. So really check with your state. Now, I'm going to tell you, buying a course, for me, it was the way to go, but I really don't think that you need to buy a course. I think that the best thing to do is to check with your local jurisdiction and learn directly from your state, because it's not like you're going to go out and do business in all 50 states. So like if you're in Indiana, you might want to, you know, do Indiana and Chicago, something like that, because a lot of people that live in Indiana seem to, you know, go back and forth into Illinois. So, you know, maybe that. But other than that, unless you are next to a bordering state, I'd really focus on your state. Go down to the tax collector's office, get whatever information you can get directly from them. So much better than buying a course, in my opinion, because you're getting direct information from the tax people. And also these days, there's so much that the counties offer online that you can just, I mean, even the tax, you know, the listing of what's going up for sale, a lot of that you can get online. Quite often you have to pay for it, but who cares? You know, it doesn't cost that much. The idea here is that you really want to start looking into doing tax lien sales. Every state, I can't tell you that enough, every state has tax lien sales, tax lien, tax deed auctions. Here's a quick map. And so some states, according to this map anyway, like California, are trying to go from a tax deed to a tax lien. I don't know if that's going to ever take place, but you know what? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It doesn't really matter. It's just money to be made. But even in California, people forget, you know, they always think of California as being really expensive and you know, to buy property and all that. And tax deeds in California can be very inexpensive, because you have to remember, in California, there are 57 counties. And so a lot of those counties, people think of LA County, you know, San Francisco County, San Diego County. Of course, those are very, very expensive. But there's places like King County, where it's just a lot of farmland, and there's like a good, I don't know how many, just very rural counties in California where the land is very inexpensive. So you can get literally lakeside property or riverside property, you know, with water rights, all kinds of stuff that go up for tax liens in the state of California. You just have to be willing to look in some of these outer counties that are out there and see what they have going on. It's just, and the magic is, once again, it's online for the most part. So that's something that I would consider doing. This video, I'm really going to cut it off here. I want to give you guys an idea, and hopefully you move